Are you a foreign citizen or national who desires or plans to retire in the Philippines? Or are you a former Filipino citizen who is now a naturalized citizen of a foreign country and who desires to retire in the Philippines without reacquiring your Philippine citizenship? In other words, you simply want to avoid the possible complications of having a dual citizenship, but you are still looking forward to spending more time in the Philippines or even spend the rest of your life in the Philippines. Perhaps the SRRV or the Special Resident Retirees Visa is the right one for you. Let's talk about that after this. Hello everyone, kumusta po kayo? If you think that this channel can be of help in providing you with useful information, please feel free to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell icon so that you will get notified of our future videos. Maraming salamat po. In our previous video, I made a promise that I will be discussing about SRRV or the Special Resident Retirees Visa, and I am fulfilling that promise now. And this topic is addressed also to foreign nationals or citizens, so please allow me to use English in this video. I hope you would understand. So what is the SRRV? The SRRV or the Special Resident Retirees Visa is a special non-immigrant visa that entitles the holder to reside indefinitely in the Philippines with multiple entry and exit privileges. It is separate and distinct from the existing visa categories defined by the Philippine Immigration Act of 1940 as amended and its allied laws. This visa is for foreign nationals who would like to make the Philippines their second home and investment destination. The SRRV is still issued by the Bureau of Immigration, but it is being implemented through the Philippine Retirement Authority or the PRA. You might wonder why the PRA and what is the PRA? The Philippine Retirement Authority is a government-owned or controlled corporation attached to the Department of Tourism. It was created way back in 1985 through Executive Order Number 1037 issued by the late President Marcos. It was mandated to attract foreign nationals and former Filipino citizens to make the Philippines as their retirement destination. So please take note that it is only the PRA that accepts and processes SRRV applications. Although there are accredited marketers whom you can approach to help you in your application, and the list of the accredited marketers of the PRA is found in the official website of the PRA. Now, what are the benefits that you can get from having the SRR visa? Number 1, indefinite stay with multiple entry and exit privileges. As an SRRV holder, you may stay in the Philippines for as long as you want. You may stay in the Philippines for good and embrace the local life of Filipinos. You are free to come in and out of the Philippines anytime that you desire. Number 2, entitlement to PhilHealth benefits and privileges. As an SRRV holder, you may enroll under the Informal Economy Member category of PhilHealth to gain access to medical care services in the country. Number 3, discount privileges from PRA accredited merchant partners. PRA has accredited certain entities that render medical services, retirement facilities, resorts, and others. SRRV holders are given discount privileges by these merchants. Number 4, free assistance in transacting with other government agencies. PRA provides assistance to its member retirees in transacting with other government agencies such as the Land Transportation Office for obtaining a driver's license, obtaining NBI clearance, obtaining an alien employment permit from the Department of Labor and Employment, and obtaining a taxpayer's identification number from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Number 5, exemption from the Philippine Bureau of Immigration ACRI card and from annual reporting to the Bureau of Immigration. If you are a foreigner and you are a permanent resident visa holder in the Philippines, you are issued an Alien Certificate of Registration or ACRI card. However, if you are a holder of an SRR visa, you are exempt from this. That means you are saved from the hassle of reporting to the Bureau of Immigration annually and of renewing your ACRI card. Number 6. Exemption from customs duties and taxes for one-time importation of household goods and personal effects worth up to $7,000. Since you are moving to the Philippines as a permanent resident, you are entitled to bring in your household items and personal belongings without having to pay customs duties and taxes as long as you do not exceed the $7,000 limit. Number 7. Exemption from tax on pensions and annuities. For me, this is an excellent way to enjoy the proceeds from your pensions and annuities. As an SRR visa holder, you can enjoy them tax-free. Number 8. Exemption from travel tax if the retiree has not stayed in the Philippines for more than 1 year from last date of entry. If you are an SRRV holder and you stay in the Philippines for less than a year from your last arrival in the Philippines, you are entitled to the travel tax exemption when you depart from the Philippines, say when you go for a vacation in your home country to visit your family or friends. Travel tax is assessed whenever a person leaves the Philippines, and the amount depends on whether the ticket is for business class or for economy class. There are certain individuals who are exempt from the payment of this tax, and fortunately, SRR visa holders are among them. Number 9. Exemption from student visa or study permit. If you apply for an SRR visa, you are allowed to include your dependents, and your dependents can enroll in the Philippine schools without need for a student visa or study permit. Number 10. As an SRR visa holder, you will have an access to the Greet and Assist program of the PRA at selected Philippine airports. Isn't it a pleasant experience when someone is there to give you a warm welcome on your arrival? Number 11. The guaranteed repatriation of the required time deposits or visa deposit. As I will discuss later, there is a visa deposit requirement for SRRV. And number 12, you are entitled to a free subscription to the PRA newsletter. This will keep you posted on what's happening around and on information that is relevant to your visa. Do you know that there are different types of SRR visa? They are the SRRV Smile, the SRRV Classic, the SRRV Courtesy, the SRRV Expanded Courtesy, and the SRRV Human Touch. Do you also know that in the past, foreign citizens or nationals who are aged 35 to 49 years old could qualify for SRRV? However, in 2020, the PRA Board of Trustees suspended the application for SRRV to give way for a review and amendment on the policies on age and visa deposit requirements. When the PRA resumed in accepting applications in 2021, all SRRV applications were restricted to applicants who are 50 years old and older. From what I have gathered, there were talks that the visa has been taken advantage of by some foreign nationals who come to the Philippines to engage in some nefarious or illegal activities such as running an online gambling operation. This definitely has defeated the purpose of the SRRV. So now, you have to wait until you turn to 50 years old before you could qualify for this privilege. So this time, please allow me to discuss the different types of SRR visa. The SRRV Smile is for foreigners who are 50 years old and above, and they would like to maintain their visa deposits of $20,000 in any of the PRA designated banks as long as they are SRRV holders. Yes, you heard it right. For this type of visa, you will need to make a visa deposit of $20,000, and that amount shall stay in the bank. It will be returned to you with interest when you decide to surrender or cancel your visa. The second type, which is the SRRV Classic, is for healthy retirees 50 years old and above. This type of SRR visa requires a foreign currency deposit depending on whether you are receiving a monthly pension or not. The required foreign currency visa deposit is $10,000 if you collect a monthly pension or social security of $800 per month or more. $20,000 is the requisite deposit if you don't have a monthly pension or social security worth at least $800 per month. This type of visa is more flexible because it allows you to convert your SRR visa deposit into active investment, such as the purchase of condominium unit, which must be at least $50,000 in value, or long-term lease of house and lot, meaning your deposit must be at least $50,000 in order to be convertible. The third type, which is the SRRV courtesy, is for former Filipinos who are 50 years old and above, and foreign nationals who are 50 years old and above, and who are retired officers of international organizations recognized by the Department of Foreign Affairs. These include those foreign nationals who have served in the Philippines as diplomats, ambassadors, officers, or staff of the international organizations recognized by the DFA, such as the United Nations and the Asian Development Bank. This type of SRR visa requires a visa deposit of $1,500. Next is the SRRV expanded courtesy. This one is for foreign nationals 50 years old and above who are retired armed force officers of foreign countries with existing military ties and/or agreement with the Philippine government, a monthly pension of at least $1,000, and an SRR visa deposit of $1,500 are required. The SRR visa deposit includes the principal applicant and 2 dependents. Additional dependent entails additional SRR visa deposits of $15,000 each except for former Filipinos. Children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree and married and below 21 years old upon joining the program. And finally, the SRRV Human Touch. This one is for ailing retirees 50 years old and above who need or require medical or clinical care. A monthly pension of at least $1,500, a health insurance policy accepted in the Philippines, and an SRR visa deposit of $10,000 are required. So if you have a pre-existing medical condition and you want to experience Philippines as the growing medical tourism destination for expats, this visa may just be right for you. And for the qualifications for the principal applicants, they must be foreign nationals or former Filipino citizens who must be at least 50 years old. And for the dependents, the spouse must be legally married to the principal retiree, and the children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree and married and below 21 years old upon joining the program. Now let's go to the requirements based on the official website of the PRA. Here are the basic requirements. First, you need to have an original valid passport with valid or updated temporary visitor's visa. Yes, you will need to apply first for a temporary visitor's visa, which will just be upgraded when your SRRV is approved. Second, accomplished PRA application form. This form can be downloaded from the PRA's official website. Third, the original valid medical clearance. The medical examination clearance can be completed by a licensed physician abroad and must be apostilled or authenticated by the Philippine Embassy or Consulate, whichever is applicable. It can also be completed by a licensed physician in the Philippines. Fourth is the original valid police clearance from your country of origin and an additional NBI clearance if the applicant has stayed in the Philippines for over 30 days from the last date of entry. Meaning, if you have stayed in the Philippines for more than 30 days prior to your SRRV application, you will need to obtain a clearance from the National Bureau of Investigation. Fifth, the 8 pieces 2x2 photos. Sixth, the SRR visa deposit that is inwardly remitted. These are the amounts that I mentioned earlier. These are to be deposited in the banks accredited by the PRA. I will put the link in the description box of this video. Seventh, marriage certificate for joining dependent spouse and birth certificate for joining dependent child. And lastly, the fees. There is a processing or service fee, a one-time fee, $1,400 for principal applicant, $300 for dependent applicant. an annual fee of $360 for the principal and 2 dependents. Additional requirements may be requested depending on the SRR visa option chosen by the SRRV applicant. The medical and police clearances are valid only up to 6 months from the date of issuance. All documents issued from outside the Philippines must be translated in English if necessary and must be apostilled or authenticated by the Philippine Embassy or Consulate, whichever is applicable. I hope that I have given you an overview of what the SRRV is all about. I know that this is not going to be the only instance that I will be talking about SRRV because I am expecting questions about this topic. But still, I hope that you have learned something from this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet, and hit that notification bell icon so that you will get notified of our future videos. Always remember, ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance therewith. I will see you in my next video. Ingat po kayo.